Standard exception is defined in the header stdexcept. As you saw in the demo, there's this useful function what that gives you back a string. And that string is suitable for showing to human beings in error messages, and it's also super useful while you are debugging. The real purpose of exception is to be the base class to some derived classes. And specifically, there are 2 derived classes and then a number of very specific exceptions that derive from those. So the first derived class is called logic error. And here you see things like you gave me an invalid argument. Maybe you gave me a 0, which doesn't make any sense because it's supposed to be 1 to something. Maybe something's too long or too short or they're out of range. It's easy enough to argue about should vector throw out of range when you give it 99 and there's only 1 element, or should it throw invalid argument because the 99 is clearly invalid? And if you like those kind of arguments, you can go ahead and have them amongst your friends. Don't really try to work out what kind of exception something throws by logic. Try to work it out by the documentation or by doing it and seeing what you catch. Vector throws out of range when you pass the wrong size number to its at function. That's just what it does. Now there's another set called runtime error to handle things like underflow and overflow. The interesting thing about all of these classes that inherit from exception is they don't add anything. They don't add any new member variables. They don't add any new member functions. The only thing they have is their name. But that lets you tell them apart, because you can catch an out of range exception and you can catch an underflow error in different catch blocks because they're different types. And then just call the what method because that's about all you have available to do. But you could also do your own logic. Hey, if I got an underflow error, then that means whatever it means in your application, and here's what I have to do about it. So telling them apart strictly by their class name makes them what we call marker classes, but it's a really useful capability.